Commerce Ministry has issued several statements today expressing hopes for a cooperative and stable economic relationship with the United States. The ministry also called on the US to provide an open, fair, just and non-discriminatory business environment for Chinese companies, including TikTok, to continue operating in the US, reaffirming China's clear stance on the TikTok issue. The ministry emphasized that the government respects the will of enterprises and encourages companies to conduct business negotiations based on market principles. Furthermore, China urged the United States to cooperate sincerely and fulfill its commitments, underscoring the importance of mutual respect and collaboration in strengthening positive economic ties between the two nations. We are once again joined by Andrew K.P. Liang, a China strategist, and he joins us live from Hong Kong. Andrew, China has framed this as a call for mutual respect and collaboration. Do you see this as a genuine olive branch after so many months of trade tensions?
Well, I think that all these very detailed statements, one after another, from China, repeating the general principles and asking for the other side, i.e. the Trump administration, to pay attention to all these principles of cooperation, of respecting each other's interests, suggests that there is no the deal has not yet been signed, sealed, and delivered on TikTok. And also, President Trump himself, after the talk with President Xi, said that, well, he hopes that talks would continue, and then he's looking forward to visiting China, probably towards the end of this year. But referring to a possible visit from President Xi without mentioning any dates, and he said at an appropriate time. That means that he's quite eager to be seen to be forming a more closer relationship with China without giving in to catering to China's key interests. And that's why President Xi is highlighting all these important points about respecting China's sovereignty, respecting China's company interests, and creating a fair and non-discriminatory environment for Chinese companies in the United States. Well, all these suggest that the so-called framework agreement on TikTok doesn't necessarily answer all these questions in detail, and hence still a lot of work remains to be done, but there's an improvement in the atmosphere between the two relationships between these two countries. It doesn't mean that the relationship is firmly back on track. There is still a lot of differences, and of course President Trump always wants to push the maximum, sacrificing the interests on the other side, but I don't think Beijing is likely to give in, because Beijing, unlike many other countries, has found a stranglehold, a very powerful stranglehold on Americans' Achilles heel, which is, of course, China's dominance and mastery of rare earths, which find its use in critical assets, including F-35 fighters. So I think that that's what's happening. The more statements coming from Beijing, the more it suggests that a deal has not yet been signed, sealed, and delivered on TikTok.
Okay, Andrew K.P. Liang, thank you very much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have